I did not go to Texas A&M to learn about promotional products. So,
welcome to Unscripted with Kirby Hasseman and Bill Petrie. In this weekly podcast, Kirby and Bill talk about the world of marketing, branding, and promotional products. Unscripted is available only at promocorner.com, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Now, here's Kirby and Bill.
And welcome to episode number 192 of Unscripted. I am your co-host, Bill Petrie. With me, as always, right over here, is the staff sergeant of scarves, socks, sweaters, and soft shells.
Love it. Love
the
it.
one and only, fresh back from Mexico.
Very fresh.
The one and only Kirby Hasseman. Kirby, how the hell are you today?
I am doing well. Yes, I did. My wife and I took a trip to Mexico, as you said. It was great. Love the sunshine and the warm weather, but it was great to be back, honestly. I'm really excited to jump back into it, and so I'm doing well. How about you, bud?
Doing great. Glad to have you back, and I know how much you love Mexico, so it's muy bueno for those of you who are bilingual. That means very good. I know that's very good to have you back. You know what else is very good, Kirby?
What's up, Bill?
Our good pals over at Next Level Apparel.
Yes.
And you know they continue to lead the industry with innovative fabric blends that utilize combed ring cotton spun fabrics that are heavenly soft at a value that is second to none. You know, for over 12 years, their outstanding color palette, full spectrum of fits, and diversity of styles continue to define them as one of the top suppliers of fashion apparel in the promotional products industry. And totally. I know you're a big fan of their soft T-shirts.
Yeah, I absolutely love any kind of soft T-shirts, and I think Next Level was a leader in that. Next Level was actually the first brand for me, and I can't speak to anybody else, but the first brand that customers, for me it was in CrossFit area, stuff like that, where customers were coming to me and saying, I need Next Level. Yeah. And so that was, for me, it like changed the game for me in T-shirt sales, and so I'm a huge fan.
Well, as well you should be. But that's just not enough for Next Level. Did you know that? That's just frankly not enough.
Okay.
They've called 2020 the year of Next Level. They're updating their brand aesthetic. They have brand new garment styles, including the first unisex item in the Ideal collection. That's the 1800. And their company ethos continues to be rooted in giving back and creating initiatives to that end. And they recently donated, get this, Kirby, 400,000 garments to the Cambodian Red Cross, which is pretty freaking amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, that's huge.
And so, so it's not just about amazing fashion. At Next Level, they really respect the rights of each individual and care for the environment. They're sweatshop free, child labor free, and they take social responsibility to the next level in everything that they do. And so their promise is to perfect the art and science of T-shirts. And I love that. Yeah. I love that tagline. And so if you want to learn more, and gosh darn it, why wouldn't you, head over to nextlevelapparel.com. You're not going to be sorry you did. Now, Kirby, I want to thank you for having the courage to be on this podcast today, especially coming off of your Ron, Mexico trip.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be chatting with you, brother.
Would you like to start off with the topic, or would you like me to start off with the topic? I'm good either way. That is the kind of generous co-host I am.
Yes, you are. Actually, I think I started last time, so I'll let you go.
All right, Kirby. So, I got a couple here. Let's start with this one. So, the Kobe Bryant Memorial Service. Mm-hmm. By the way, this mourning of Kobe Bryant has lasted longer than just about any mourning period I've ever remembered for a celebrity.
Right.
So it shows the positive impact that he made, and so I'm not making fun of that. I'm just making note of that more than anything else.
Right.
But I didn't know if you realized this. So the memorial service, I believe it was on Monday. I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but there were promotional products given out to the attendees. Are you aware of this?
No, yeah. I didn't know that.
So there's a KB pin, a Kobe Bryant pin. Hopefully Harvey Mackler at Gempire was able to provide that.
Yeah.
A Kobe Bryant T-shirt that had 3 images of Kobe and his daughter in heartwarming moments. So it was intended as keepsakes. But I know this will shock you, already being sold on the eBay. So this really struck me as a couple of things. So the first one, and I want to ask you this question, is are promotional products right for a memorial service?
I think in this case, yes. Yeah, okay. No, absolutely. Because I when you said it, it was a curiosity to me, and then you said it. I'm like, no, they are commemorating his life. They're commemorating his impact. I actually do. And I'll tell you, it's funny that you say this has nothing to do with Kobe Bryant, but I just went to a memorial service for a young man in Coshocton, and they did a rug on a wall hanging rug with his face on it. And at the moment, I'm like, wow, okay. Again, I don't know that Amy will memorialize me in that way. I actually suggested that she did, just in case she gets a new husband. But the idea of, back to the Kobe thing, the idea that you would provide people something that is a commemorative piece that would allow them to not only remember the event, but remember the person, I think it's completely appropriate.
I think a commemorative piece is fine. I think you walk a very fine line, if I could use fine in about multiple sentences. You walk a real fine line because people are going to be selling this for their own profit on eBay or second market sites. That really bugs me. I think a T-shirt's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I think a T-shirt in that environment is a little weird. I think a pin for Kobe Bryant, I think that's super cool and appropriate. I think maybe a commemorative coin or something like that would be appropriate. By the way, both would probably still be sold on eBay. But the thought of what kind of struck me, and if you see the T-shirt, I mean, it's very well done, but it's Kobe and his daughter in these, I won't say intimate, but very loving father-daughter moments.
Right.
And it feels almost like an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
To me, that's weird. I think, and so the next question was really, is this promo that they gave out the right promo for a memorial service? So I agree with you that some sort of token, not only for the family and the pallbearers and things like that, but also for the attendees, I think is super appropriate as long as it's tasteful and respectful and lives that, brings that person's memory to life. But man, that T-shirt for whatever reason just looked really weird for me.
Yeah, no, and again, I haven't seen it, but I understand what you're saying. I think I actually struggle with any T-shirt where there's like a picture of people on it. So maybe I'm the weird one, but I think the like doing a T-shirt to me is fine. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you that I don't know that I would wear a T-shirt with their picture on it. But if it had a, number 24 forever, or, and again, I'm making this up off the top of my head, but something that maybe even something that referenced where they could provide, because he's got a foundation that he's giving to, something that referenced that would be, I think, interesting and appropriate. So the use of it doesn't bother me at all. I haven't seen it, but I do understand what you're saying about having the picture of him and his daughter. On the other side, just for the sake of this discussion, I mean, that's what they were there to memorialize. Yeah. And so I think that people who, of course, there are going to be people who are jerks, right? Mm-hmm. But for the people who were there and really truly had a personal, or felt like they had a personal connection, that might be something that gets framed. What I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. It just, like I said, I know Kobe in his life, and certainly his daughter as well, touched a lot of people. It just struck me as a little weird, for lack of a better term, just a little weird. All right, Kirby, what kind of topic do you have for number 2?
Number 2. Okay, so one of the things that I get when I go on vacation is I do allow my brain to turn off work mode a little bit. But what I find is when I come back, I always feel like I'm in the need for a new challenge. When the inspiration for the book that I just got done with came from a trip away and vacation, mm-hmm. and I'm getting that tug again that I need a new challenge in my life, and so I've kind of landed on doing another half marathon. I haven't done one of those in several years.
I believe I saw a post to that effect.
By the way, crickets. No one was interested in doing that with me. But I'm curious.
I couldn't personally scroll past it fast enough.
You do that with a lot of my posts, though, so that one's not different.
Don't sell yourself short. I do it with all your posts.
Yeah, exactly. But so that's a challenge that I have that. Mm-hmm. For me, a half marathon is one that I have to train for, but is not so insurmountable that I can't walk the next day. I've done a full marathon. I don't want to do that. But I'm curious about challenges for you. Do you have any challenges coming up in like the near future, or how do you keep track of them? How do you kind of, I know like we are a little different on goals, right?
Yeah, we are.
But where do you come out and you're like, ooh, that's something that inspires me that I want to take on, whether it's work, whether it's personal, whether it's guitar or whatever.
Yeah, so that it kind of just happens, just like you. I mean, I can parenting 17-year-old twin boys fall into that challenge mode. So it to me it just comes when it comes. Like I can feel myself. I feel like, for example, I've mastered barbecuing and smoking meat, and I still love doing it. I want to learn how to cook something else now, and I don't know what that is, a different cuisine, and I'm starting to lean toward like Chinese. like learning, how to make real good fried rice and things like that. So again, I just enjoy doing stuff like that. My wife and I were talking about it this past weekend. I finally was able to get a nice enough day to sit outside and smoke meat, which is like my peace. I'm in my backyard. I've got the music going. The dog was with me, and just being able to I love the smell of the smoke, and I just love the theater of it. I love having to have to mess with the smoker and all that. And that was my happy place. And for months, I don't get to do that.
Right.
And so there will be some sort of challenge like that. I used to be a little more aligned with the way you do goals. Like I'd have, I had a goal when I turned 45 that by the age of 50, I wanted to run the New York City Marathon. It didn't work out real well. It's just I'm not a runner.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna say
part of it,
not a good one for you.
No, part of it was I was aspiring to do something that's not even remotely in my wheelhouse. That's not to say I couldn't do it if I put my mind to it. But I don't have that physique. I can't fight through the shin splints. I've tried a million times. I don't like running, and it's just not my thing. I think if I was going to do a fitness thing or something physical, it would be more in the lines of what I like to do. So
like skipping.
Like, no, wouldn't be, no, skipping, very bad, very bad. No, be more in lines of, I'd like to do, some sort of master swimming thing or something like that. But no, mine are, I want to learn things. So my challenges, to get back to your original question, I like to learn things. I want to learn things. I want to be a more well-rounded person. And I think the moment you stop learning is the moment you start to die. And so I really want to keep learning.
You know what? I really like that. And it's funny because when you started talking about food, I think I was like, oh, yeah, that's perfect for you. I think that one of the challenges we get into is sometimes we create goals or challenges for ourselves based on what we see other people do.
Right.
Or that, that excite other people. And when you don't have sort of self-awareness, you can tie yourself into, I could probably do that, even if it's something you're like, but it would suck.
Yeah, I would get no joy out of running. I've tried to. Now I'll work out. I like going to the gym.
Yeah.
I do that. I don't enjoy running, and I wish I did, but I'm not going to force myself to like it. And I'm still in the middle of the challenge of trying to learn how to play guitar. So I mean, I've still got that going on. So
yeah, that's cool.
All right, good topic. Let's go here a little bit, Kirby. So the Astros were caught cheating. They were caught stealing signs. So a lot of the players knew what pitches were coming in the World Series a few years ago. I want to put you as an owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. You are now the owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
And in August, let's say, the Astros are slated to visit. What promotional product would you give away to be slightly subversive to commemorate and memorialize the fact that the Astros, those dirty, rotten bastards, cheated and won the World Series by stealing signs?
Oh man, that's great. So
if you need to think, I can go.
No, I got it. So here's what I wouldn't do, because it's the first thing that popped in my head. I'm going to say it, but handing out baseballs that had something to do with plunking the people. I mean, that just feels, because there is going to be a tour of that. I know that the commissioner of Major League Baseball said we are going to have a zero tolerance policy for throwing at people. You mean like your zero tolerance policy for cheating?
Right.
That's going to go great. Anyway, so I wouldn't do that. Okay. I think something with a T-shirt for me, and again, T-shirts are always sort of my go-to, but something with a funny saying that talks about kicking them in the Astros or something along the lines of having fun with that.
So I thought I would give out small little metal trash cans and little mini baseball bats, because that's apparently how they communicated the signs. So everybody in the stands could be hitting the trash cans. Or I thought a bobblehead of one of the opposing players, let's say Jose Altuve, but him running, the bobblehead is him running. The jersey's open, and you can see like the little buzzers he might be wearing to feel what pitches were coming. I just thought that was a quick, fun one there.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you. Actually, we should revisit this once the season starts to see if. And for those who are listening who are big baseball fans, if you see anything, I think that will be fun to watch, because that is the part that we can actually have some fun with, since Major League Baseball isn't going to do anything about it anyway.
Yeah, well, speaking of fun, Kirby, let's talk about our good pals over at Vault Promotions.
Woo, woo.
You know, that's right, woot woot, indeed. You know, you've heard that those frickin' badge nerds over there, they're now selling coasters, right? I've got my own little unscripted coaster right there. I've got one of those little Kirby I've got a Bill coaster, not a Kirby one. If not, you have now. They have these farmhouse-inspired collection of coasters, including locally sourced wood, right here, the leatherette, which Kirby just held up a second ago, the slate, all printed in full color. They're serious about ending watermarks on furniture. You know, coasters are a perfect promotional gift, or either individually or in sets. They can even personalize these things with individual names, monograms, any variable data, and they can be fulfilled online through a release program if you wish. All their coasters are absorbent, so the water doesn't just collect at the bottom of the cup or on the coaster and then run off onto the furniture. That's a problem with really crappy coasters.
For sure.
And honestly, they're more than just coasters. There's a number of uses for these things, Kirby. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. You know, you could wedge one under the leg of a table to stop something from wobbling. We've all had to do that before, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You could stack 2 or 3 of them on top of each other in a pinch to use as like a door jamb.
Love
just
it.
like that. You can place them over your eyes when you're power napping in your office to get some truly peaceful sleep.
Okay.
Hey, I've got a new dog. You need to entertain your dog? You can toss one of these miniature Frisbees across the room and watch Fido go nuts. Actually, though, I don't think you want to do that. I talked to Josh. They admit these things really don't fly that well. They've actually tested them. You can get about 16 yards or so if you got out of the wood coasters if you got a tailwind behind you. But they're really shitty Frisbees, let's be honest.
Okay.
But there's
I will test that.
Yeah, there are plenty of other uses. And right now they're offering you a free self-promo set of these coasters along with an EQP offer on your first order, not odor. So where you need to go, you need to visit shittyfrisbees.com to learn more and grab your free coasters. That's shittyfrisbees.com. You won't be sorry you did. Kirby, do you have another topic for us? And do you want to follow that?
Oh, that's pretty good. You guys are awesome. Okay, so you posted about college visits here recently about the trip that you are going to be taking. Is that right? You haven't taken it yet,
Going
right?
to be taking, yeah. It's going to be the kids' spring break. I think it's March 13th through the 17th or whatever that is. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool what you're going to do. Obviously, I'm not that far removed from college visits. So are you looking forward to it? What's, sort of what was the impetus for putting that all together? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, I mean, my kids are 17. They're rising seniors. They never called us rising anything when I was just a junior.
That's right.
Whatever. They're juniors.
So in other words, they're juniors?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're juniors. So get at a time where they're starting to try to pick colleges. And so, they have different interests. They want to do different things. But it's hard, with 2 at the same time, it's hard to really schedule visits, quite frankly. And so we decided that spring break was the time to do it. So we're going to start off at Ole Miss, going to Mississippi State. Then we're heading down to Auburn. We were going to go to Clemson. We just found out they're on spring break, so that's the reason we're not going to Alabama as well. So they're on spring break, so we're not going to Clemson now. We're going to the University of Georgia, and then going to hit the University of Tennessee. So it's 5 colleges in 5 days. It's about 2,000 miles of driving. It's going to be a lot, but it hopefully will help them narrow down what they want to do, or where they want to be, not what they want to do. I think at 17 is way too young to figure out really what you want to do.
Yes, I agree.
You're going to start off in one. I'm a big believer. You start off in one area and you end up in another. I did not go to Texas A&M to learn about promotional products. So, yeah, so it's just honestly it's timing. Now I know there's going to be other ad hoc college visits. There's going to be, I guarantee you, a trip to Alabama and probably Clemson at some point. I think Mitch wants to look at Oklahoma State and Missouri. Drew wants to look at Purdue, and Texas A&M. So there'll be some other visits as they kind of. So that was the real impetus of it, is just to really kind of get them starting to think about what does life look like in college, because I think they think it's one thing, and obviously it's something else entirely, and it was just a time to do it.
What I love about it, we obviously, again, with Skylar in particular, Jade had a little bit different idea of where she wanted to go, and obviously she went down that path. Skylar went and visited several schools, and we did a piece where we went down to the University of Cincinnati, and then the next day went to Miami.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, that was super valuable. because you could literally in one fell swoop compare them, back to back to back. And both University of Cincinnati and Miami are great schools, but they are wildly different in every single way. Yeah. And so it was so cool to watch. And we took another girl with us who was looking at schools too. And it was like, they were immediately either like, okay, I like this one and I hate this, because they were so different. And I think that having them back to back like that will be valuable. On the other side,
it's too much, I'm telling you.
I'm sure it is. But I'll be curious to see. I started to pay attention to the branded merchandise that colleges were doing. And like some of them do it really well. And man, some of them are chintzy and
I mean that'll be. I'm sure that'll be part of it. I mean, it's really the kids' trip. I mean,
of
they're
course.
Going to meet with I think. Sandy and I have gone back and forth on this. I think we're doing too many, to be very honest with you.
That's a lot.
We're doing the University of Tennessee at the end just because we're kind of close by. Neither one of them want to go there. And to me, I'm just like, why are we even bothering? To me, it just muddies the waters. But I'm willing to be wrong here, as I often am. So I'm sure it'll be a very long week. But it'll be a good week. It'll be filled with memories, and it's fun kind of watching them make adult decisions, and this is one of them. So
yeah, that's cool. Well, I saw that, and you and I hadn't talked about it, so I wanted to dig in real quick.
All right, so I've got another topic here, Kirby, and it's not necessarily promotional products related.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I know. Actually, yeah, let's go with this one. So I don't know about you. I don't know what TV service you use in the Hasseman household. I don't know if you have cable, DirecTV, Dish Network, and
Spectrum.
Spectrum. Boy, that sounds made up.
Cable.
Anyway, so I'm in the process of cutting the cord.
Okay.
I've been a DirecTV customer for probably 18 years.
Okay.
I like DirecTV because anywhere I've ever moved, the channels for the most part remain the same, and I like that. That's an advantage. And I had to have the Sunday ticket, which for years I've always I've had it for probably 15 years. But we're in the process of now that we have all these streaming services.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my satellite bill, and it's like I'm spending way too much on this stuff. And so I want to kind of know what your if you guys in the Hasseman household have cut the cord, what streaming services you use and how that looks on your end. I've already got mine. I can tell you what mine are if you want.
No, mine are easy. So Spectrum is cable, so it was Time Warner before that. So Spectrum has our internet too.
Okay.
So we do not have a home phone. So it's cable.
Does anyone have a home phone anymore?
Well, just if that used to be a bundled thing, you know what I mean? So internet, we have that through Spectrum. We have the most basic package when it comes to cable. Yeah. I just want live sports, and I know that is an option. The girls, specifically Jade, is pushing hard for Hulu, for us to move away from Spectrum and go to Hulu. We also have Netflix. And so and you know this about me, and this isn't some moral thing. I just don't watch a ton of TV, and it's live sports and it's rereruns of The Big Bang Theory. That's pretty much what I watch.
Well, and see, that's kind of our house. I mean, Sandy will watch like Hallmark, and I know Amy will too. So there's a Hallmark,
true.
There's a Hallmark network movie situation, which
they're amazing.
All I know is I've never known that. I didn't realize that Santa as a young man was so damn hot.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I watch a lot of the things. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when it's on, it's like Food Network. Right. It's like stuff like that, or like Hotel Impossible and stuff like that. So I cut our satellite bill in half, just slashed it. Not bare bones, but just damn near bare bones.
Right.
And then, but we have Netflix. We do have Amazon Prime, which I do like quite a bit of stuff they have. And then
it's funny. I have Amazon Prime, and I've never watched a single thing on there.
There's some really great shows on there.
I believe you. Actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So what I this is something I've been meaning to bring up as a topic. I figured out, and this is part of it, is that there's so many good series out there.
Yeah.
So everybody had told me Breaking Bad. Got to watch Breaking Bad. So one night I started watching Breaking Bad. Amy wasn't that into it, and what I determined that night was I can watch a 1 or 2 episode thing.
Yeah.
That's what I have the bandwidth for to commit to. Like, I got to halfway through second episode of Breaking Bad, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch all of these without Amy being into it, so I'm out.
Yeah,
and so
and I get that.
So that's everybody's different.
Everybody's got their own binging habits, right?
Right.
But I ended up getting Disney Plus because with the same, they were running a special. If I paid up front for a year, it was like $30 as opposed to $60. I'm like, yeah. So to have all the Marvel movies. So the kids and I have been revisiting Marvel movies. Got all the Star Wars and stuff like that, and then we did get ESPN Plus. So I'm still saving about $70 a month, but now I've got all these different entertainment options that I felt like I was missing out on. And what I love about this, and it's this is the tie into the promotional products industry or really any business. I think what cable companies like Spectrum, what DirecTV, the satellite companies are missing out on is that as a consumer, I want a complete and utter choice over what I'm paying for. I don't want your idea of a basic package. I think they would actually do a lot better because I do think your DirecTVs, your Spectrums, they're going away. And I see probably within 12 months I will go to Hulu or YouTube TV just to kind of get rid of all this stuff. Because I want full control. Because if there's really 6 channels I watch, that's the only 6 channels I want. Now, you can charge me a premium for those. So maybe the first 5 channels are $8 a month each. And then after that, it's $5 for the next 5 or whatever. You can make your money off that. But I'm so tired of paying for channels I don't want. And I think that ties into our industry is people want that choice. They want to have that illusion, at the very least, of control over what they're buying.
No, I like it a lot. And it's funny. It's a conversation that I think a lot of us are, we're living through, and many, I'd say some in the past tense, have lived through such a cosmic shift in how people consume that content. And literally it's a continuing conversation in my household about how we're going to move forward. The Disney Plus thing and the ESPN Plus thing is very interesting to me. I think they've queued that up right.
Well, and I think that's what you're going to see. I think very soon, instead of going to like TNT and you see a rerun of like Shawshank Redemption, that's going to be, if you want to watch it, you have to subscribe to Netflix or you have to subscribe here. You're going to see people start really owning that content. I mean, the big bidding wars right now, or have been, who has the streaming rights to Seinfeld, The Office, and a couple other programs, and, who has the streaming rights for all the Marvel movies. Well, that's all going to Disney Plus and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to me. I think you're going to see a lot more of the studios retaining ownership of their content as opposed to syndicating it out.
Yeah, I tell you, the number one show that I think I watch is the Netflix menu that I just scroll through trying to find something to watch. That's the number one show I watch.
The most thing I watch on Netflix is documentaries. I can't get enough of them. Get enough of them. So you're missing out, Kirby. All right. Do you have a quick topic or you want to move on? We're about 27 minutes. It's your call.
We're 27 minutes. So I'll just tell you something really quick. So you brought up several episodes ago, I can't remember, the idea of a subscription model in our industry.
Yes.
And just so you know that I take what you say to heart, I immediately started spinning on how I could revisit that. Now, we've created what we're calling a brand box, and we're sending it to some of our top clients. We're not charging them for this first one. I want to get it in their hands. We've curated the products very much on purpose, and then to tie in the give back piece, we're only doing it to like 35 customers.
Yep.
But then we did 50, and there's like $60 worth of merchandise in here.
Okay.
And so we are going to sell the rest of the boxes. That's our goal, with 100% of the proceeds going to our local animal shelter.
Okay.
So that was inspired by the unscripted Bill Petrie conversation about a subscription box.
Yep.
And I say that just to say, even if the subscription model doesn't make sense for your business, there might be ways to jump off and still do some good for your business and for the world. So.
Well, I think that's great, and I think the fact that you're taking the drug dealer approach, where you're going to give them a little taste, and then maybe down the road you charge them for it. I like that. And honestly, I think it's a creative way of being in front of your audience. Everything is a sales opportunity, except for when you say, "I'm calling just to check in and see how things are doing." That's not a sales opportunity. And as salespeople, we're all salespeople. You're always looking for ways to get in front of your clients. This is a great way to do it. So I'm glad you're giving it a tumble. See if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, great. Hey, you know what? That's okay. Yeah. That's really absolutely okay. So, Kirby, we are now at the time of this podcast where we talk about the person or persons of the week who are really getting our attention in the promotional marketing merchandise industry for promotional products and ad specialties people. Woo-hoo. And this week, I have the honor as I raise my voice in a very aggressive way, I have the honor of sharing. These are two people that I've wanted to highlight here for months, and I haven't. Two people, that's right, not one, not three, two. Pierre Martichot and Alex Sims from Chameleon Like. I tell you what, if you're not familiar with Chameleon Like, and it is not a commercial, this is just a company that is really changing the game when it comes to packaging. They have really changed our industry. They do it by thinking about runway-inspired stuff. It's recycled. It's sustainable. They have this kick-ass over-the-edge printing. And if you've gone to any of the common SKU events, they're usually have things there to place your cell phones in and things like that. And I'll tell you, Pierre and Alex do such a wonderful job of not only designing and creating the boxes, but what thing they do that really I love more than anything else is when they speak about what they're doing. The passion is contagious. Now, Kirby's showing a box that I got one too for attending SKUCon, and it's beautiful. And again, it's just change. We talk about how how to elevate promotional products. And it's the packaging that can really do that. No matter what's in that box, you want to open the box. And again,
it's a hilarious audible, by the way, because you and I, before this started, I apologize for interrupting you, but we wanted to get my microphone up so you can see. Yep. I just got back, and so this was waiting on my desk. So this is literally what I was using.
There you go. And so what Kirby's showing, for those of you not on TV, showing a box, the box that Chameleon Like sent out after SKUCon. So anyway, Pierre Martichot and Alex Sims from Chameleon Like, they are absolutely my promotional people of the week.
That is a magnificent choice. Both of them, super great people. Really enjoy chatting with them. And you're exactly right. But the idea that we do it unscripted, and I know some people think we don't. This was complete audible, and that is hilarious to me that's what I was using.
Yeah, I really, like I said, and here's the other thing, too, what people don't realize. Two of the sweetest, nicest humans on the planet, those two. So Pierre and Alex, we're going to box up your virtual high fives and send them to you in a box of our choosing.
Yeah, that's right.
That? All right, Kirby, do you have a best thing ever for us this week?
Yeah. Okay, so I know that you have lived in several places. You travel a lot.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you a best thing ever, but I'm going to give you a choice.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So best city ever to travel to or to live in. Your choice.
Best city to travel to is the town so nice they named it twice. New York, New York.
Okay. All right.
I have lived there. So I wouldn't say it's the best place to live. If you have a stupid amount of money, it's a great place to live. And I did live there for a while and did not have a stupid amount of money. But what I'll tell you, what I love, for me, in my personality, I really love visiting New York. The congestion in Manhattan appeals to me. I mean, just the energy there, the sense of order. Everything above Houston Street is a grid, and that it's avenues run north south, streets run east west. Fifth Avenue's dividing line. So if it's 245 East 44th Street, it's east of Fifth Avenue, and if it's west, it's west. That appeals to me, and there's just an energy in that city that I absolutely love. I don't think I'd want to live there again as much as but I have a mad love affair with New York City. And I do think it's because I lived there for 5 years, and so I do feel like there's a sense of homecoming. I know how to use the subway. I know where to go. Right. I know where not to go. So that factors into it. So I love New York City.
Cool. That's a great one. For me, and I haven't lived nearly in as many cities as you have. I mean, obviously, I enjoy living in Coshocton because that's where I live. The city that pops into my head, and it's a city, but it's also an area, is I really like Tampa.
Yeah.
I think, again, getting in and out of it, I find very easy. I love the St. Pete's area, Clearwater, like all of the surrounding areas. I love the ocean and beaches and just the whole vibe of it down there. Yeah. So for me, the city that immediately popped into my head is Tampa, Florida.
I would have guessed 877 other cities before Tampa, and that's not a cut at Tampa. I just would have guessed 877 other cities. But you know what I never have to guess about, Kirby?
What's that, Bill?
That's where to go if I want some retail-inspired fashion, and that's over our friends at Next Level Apparel. We talked about earlier. It's not just about amazing fashion, although it is. For over 12 years, they have the outstanding color palette, the full spectrum of fits, their diversity of styles, those really soft, heavenly soft ring spun cotton fabrics. Those are all fantastic. Their promise is to perfect the art and science of t-shirts, and they're constantly innovating and finding new ways to get better at what they do, which I love. They are not static. They're continually moving forward. So 2020 is the year of Next Level. Learn more at nextlevelapparel.com. You won't be sorry you did. Kirby, as always, a delight to do this fabulous award-winning podcast with you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for listening to Unscripted with Kirby Hasseman and Bill Petrie. Unscripted is available every Friday at promocorner.com, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry.